Krishna, Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram.
Video.
Krishna,
The morning is so beautiful.
I'm doing morning walk with HG Deenanukampana Prabhu on the bank of Jamuna in Singapore.
The Prabhupada said the story of the mouse and the snake. He said, see, the mouse builds the very nice, beautiful park, but he's not enjoying it. No karmis are here. But the snake will come and enjoy it.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram.
I beg your pardon, Prabhu?
This river is the longest river of the name?
This is called the Kalang River, and I believe it's the longest river in Singapore. I think it's only about 10 kilometers.
10 kilometers.
Oh, at that bridge there is a signboard, and it tells you the history of the village that was here. This is the first village in the whole of Singapore.
Wow.
Settlement began because near the river always, right? Civilization starts near the river.
Oh.
You can take a photo of that.
That village, this village, the first one.
Kampong Glam, I think it was. Sanford Raffles bought this island from the King of Johor for 50 pounds only. There were only 2 fishing villages here on this island with 134 fishermen population. And that was in the year 1819, quite recently. Only 134 population, 2 fishing villages. This is one of the
And
2
what
villages.
for how much? 60?
50 pounds.
50 pound only. This Singapore island bought.
Yeah, Singapore island. So I was going to offer him 55 pounds and say, Fort Canning. Fort Canning is the hill on which the Hindu prince from Indonesia, his name was Sang Nila Uttama, he was passing by at the south of Singapore on his ship, and he saw a red lion on this hill. That hill is called Fort Canning. So that's why he named this island as Singapura.
Singhapura.
Yeah, because he saw a lion there. And on top of that hill, when the British cut the top of the hill to build a fort.
This Singapore is not Singapore, it is Singhapura.
Lion.
Singham is a lion. Lion was found there. That's why it is Singapura.
It was seen. He couldn't find. He came down. He climbed up the hill looking, but he couldn't find it. It disappeared. But at the top, when the British cut the top of the hill to build a fortress, they found a temple and an altar, but there was no deity there. But all around that place, the archaeologists have found many jewelry with the lion's head as the logo.
Oh, that means Nrsimhadev.
Yes, Narasimhadev. So once I took one of my very dear friends from Sri Sampradaya there, and I asked him, is this Narasimha's place or not? And that guy he's initiated in the Ahobilam Mutt. And when he came there, his whole body hair standing on end, he told me, yes, this is Narasimha's place.
Yes.
I'll take you there maybe later today. What time is your flight? Was the so huge, it included the whole of Southeast Asia. That means whole of Philippines, thousands of islands, and Indonesia also thousands of islands, Malaysia, Singapore, everything. It was all under one emperor, one king. And I know the last one was named King Parameshwara. But then he became Sultan Iskandar Shah.
Oh.
That's how he made all his citizens to become Muslims. So that's why Indonesia today is the biggest Muslim country in the world. But in Indonesia, they're very proud of their Hindu heritage. They named their country Indonesia after India. They named their currency rupiah after Indian rupees. They're very proud of their heritage. So, but recently when I was in Fort Canning, I was seeing the history there. They mentioned that it was the 3rd king of Singapore who left Singapore because of constantly being attacked by the Indonesians, and he shifted his capital to Malacca. So that great Malacca Sultanate, that king actually came from Singapore originally. They're all Hindu kings. Even today, all the Malaysia has, I think, 12 kings, and all of them have Hindu titles. The title begins like Dhuli Yang Maha Mulya Bhagindasari Paduka, and then the king's title comes. This place became, you see, the Malay language has no script. They write in English, and about 60% or more of the words are all Sanskrit words. Husband is Swami, wife is Istri, right? The Prime Minister is Perdana Mantri, and Nagara means country. Exactly. I can speak that language. That's the national language of Singapore. Bahasa Melayu and Bahasa Indonesia, which they speak in.
You can speak also Indonesian.
It's very similar to Malay. The accent is a bit different, and some of the words have different meanings. But yes, I can. That's why when we go to Bali, we are able to give class in their language.
Oh, really? So this is the bridge, first bridge.
Yes, there you see there's a signboard somewhere. There, at that corner there.
Okay. We'll go that corner. National Stadium of Singapore.
I say you may find it hard to believe that's a normal football stadium, and 20 years or so after they built that football stadium, they built this dome on top of it without touching the stadium. Inside there is a football stadium, and they built this inside with no pillar touching.
Wow.
And on top the roof can open and close.
Like magic.
Maya Danava. So this is the interesting history of Kampung Glam,
Kampung
oldest village
Glam.
in Singapore.
You can read here. This Lampung History Heritage Trail.
He bought the island for £50, but at that time 75% of Singapore was swampland, marshland. That means water, not solid land. And so everything that you see today is reclaimed land. It's Singapore, by filling up the sea, they have increased the size of the country by 25%.
Oh, from the sea they got, huh?
Yeah, this, you see, this is Beach Road. This was the coast, but now it's like 5 kilometers out. Wow. Everything out there is in the sea. Even our Padang and our city hall are built on reclaimed land, reclaimed by the British. Which they joined together, 6 islands.
From Jurong side.
Jurong side, now it's Jurong Island. 33 years they were filling up the sea to join the 6 islands together. Then they joined that to Singapore, so Singapore has become bigger.
That can get Batam also. With Singapore can buy Batam also.
Actually, I used to joke, the Indonesian government made a law now, cannot sell any more soil to Singapore. We don't have soil to throw into the sea. It's such a small country, so we used to buy from them. Maybe I said they are afraid that we will fill up to Jakarta, so now they don't sell us soil anymore.
Wow. Krishna.